I think it's fair to say that no one can stand the star of this movie.
When The Simpsons decided to take aim at Rachel Zegler's controversial Snow White remake, no one expected the Disney star would react with such fury. What started as another episode of America's longest-running animated sitcom quickly ignited one of Hollywood's most explosive celebrity meltdowns in recent memory. The war between Rachel Zegler and The Simpsons began when word leaked that the iconic yellow-skinned family would feature a brutal parody titled Snowwoke, The Reimagining, in their upcoming episode. Sources close to production revealed the segment would mercilessly mock everything from Zegler's controversial interviews to the film's disastrous box office performance. For Zegler, who was already facing unprecedented backlash over her Snow White role, The Simpsons parody wasn't just another joke.
Rachel Zegler is extraordinarily woke, but she's woke in a way that's quite deranged. I truly do believe that.
It was the breaking point. According to insiders, when she first heard about the episode, she was absolutely furious. "She's not laughing, not even close," revealed a source close to the actress. "To have The Simpsons turn you into a national punchline is devastating, especially when you're already dealing with the fallout from a major box office disappointment." What made the parody particularly stinging was its timing. The animated mockery came just as Disney's Snow White was struggling to find an audience, with theaters posting videos of nearly empty screenings during what should have been a blockbuster opening weekend. The box office numbers were catastrophic. Analysts projected losses between 200 to 400 million.
Excuse me, your curtain. Please allow me to help.
Help? From you?
Making it one of Disney's most expensive failures in recent history. The Simpsons episode didn't hold back, apparently portraying Ziegler's character as a tone-deaf, self-obsessed girl boss, completely out of touch with reality. The cartoon reportedly featured a Snow White who lectures villagers, bans princes, and ultimately watches her movie bomb in an empty theater before having a meltdown on Krusty the Clown's show. For many in Hollywood, The Simpsons' decision to target Zegler represented a turning point. When Springfield turns you into a punchline, you've officially crossed from celebrity to cautionary tale. The controversy that led to this moment began long before The Simpsons episode. Zegler's journey from rising star to industry punchline started with a series of interviews that alienated the very fans she needed to win over.
I didn't mean to offend. I just thought you should know that
That I should know what? That some privileged white guy thinks his opinion matters? Get over your entitlement. I'm not some damsel in distress waiting for you to ride in on your high horse.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. Zegler had said in one notorious interview, "There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah, weird. We didn't do that this time." In another viral clip, she proclaimed, "She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be." These comments ignited a firestorm online. Suddenly, girl boss Snow White was trending, and not in the way Disney had hoped. For audiences who cherished the romantic fantasy of the original, this modern reimagining felt less like an update and more like an attack on a beloved classic.
They're remaking the movie, they just got rid of the dwarves, okay?
Okay, but what do they call them?
Why
now,
would they
too?
get rid of the dwarves, though?
Magical creatures.
What followed was a marketing nightmare. Rather than generating excitement, each new interview seemed to create fresh controversy. The tension even appeared to extend to her relationship with co-star Gal Gadot, with viewers noting their awkward body language during joint appearances, particularly during a strained Academy Awards presentation. Behind the scenes, Disney executives reportedly scrambled to contain the damage. Sources claim the studio even dispatched a producer to personally ask Zegler to tone down controversial social media posts, but she allegedly refused. Then came The Simpsons parody, a clear signal that Zegler's controversy had transcended industry chatter and become full-blown pop culture mockery. According to multiple sources, Zegler's reaction to The Simpsons mockery wasn't just private disappointment, she was incensed. One insider claimed she viewed the parody as,
but they have one token dwarf amongst these magical creatures. You actually just went backwards. You actually just erased the dwarfism side of it. The disability, like we're a disability group, you just erased that whole image.
Kicking someone when they're down, and felt betrayed by an industry that had recently celebrated her was immediate as the next big thing. Shortly after news of The Simpsons episode broke, Zegler's typically active social media accounts went silent. Scheduled appearances were abruptly canceled. Disney, in a telling move, reportedly pulled her from promotional duties on their platforms. "She's vanished from the spotlight," noted one entertainment reporter. "No interviews, no social media, nothing. It's like she's gone into hiding until the storm passes." Industry analysts point out that The Simpsons has a long history of celebrity parodies, but few have landed with such impact. The show's decision to target Zegler specifically, rather than doing a general Snow White parody, suggested just how deeply her controversial statements had penetrated the public consciousness.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button. I don't need your business.
When The Simpsons dedicates an entire segment to mocking you by name, you've transcended ordinary celebrity criticism, explained one media analyst. You've become a cultural lightning rod. What makes this situation particularly dramatic is how rapidly Zegler's public image collapsed. Just 3 years earlier, she was Hollywood's golden girl. The unknown teenager Steven Spielberg plucked from obscurity to star in West Side Story. Critics praised her performance, and her future seemed limitless. The Snow White casting was supposed to cement her A-list status. Instead, it became a case study in how quickly a dream role can turn into a career nightmare. While The Simpsons parody might seem like just another comedy bit, its impact on Zegler's career could be significant.
This is someone who is as entitled as, I don't need your business. You know what? Maybe Disney does. Maybe you're a tool, you're a pawn in this film.
Hollywood executives are notoriously risk-averse, and having your name associated with both a financial failure and public mockery can make studios hesitant to take a chance on you. Projects that once highlighted her name have quietly moved on, revealed one casting director who requested anonymity. Roles that would have been perfect for her are going to other rising stars. The industry isn't just moving on, it's actively avoiding the controversy that now surrounds her. What's particularly painful for Zegler is that The Simpsons mockery ensures her Snow White controversy will remain in the public consciousness long after the film has left theaters. The show's cultural staying power means clips of the parody will circulate online for years, keeping the memory of the failed remake alive. For Disney, the situation represents a rare misstep in their usually brilliant marketing machine.
This is no ordinary apple, my dear. It's a magic wishing apple. A wishing apple? You offer it to me freely.
Their live-action remakes had seemed foolproof after the success of Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, and Aladdin. Snow White was supposed to continue that winning streak. Instead, they're left with a public relations disaster, a massive financial loss, and a lead actress who's now more famous for controversy than for her performance. The Simpsons parody is just the final humiliating blow in what has been a perfect storm of bad publicity. Disney never expected that casting Rachel would end up ruining one of their most iconic fairy tales. Said one industry analyst, The Simpsons episode is just confirmation that this whole project has become a cautionary tale for the entire industry. For Zegler herself, the path forward remains uncertain. At just 24 years old, she still has time to rebuild her image and redirect her career. Hollywood loves comeback stories, and many stars have bounced back from worse controversies. But first, she'll need to weather the storm of The Simpsons mockery.
I'm gonna stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess. I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
A storm that, according to those close to her, has left her reeling. Her silence speaks volumes about how deeply the parody has affected her. She's furious, she's hurt, and she feels betrayed, said one source close to the actress. Being mocked by The Simpsons hit her harder than any negative review or box office report. It made her situation feel inescapable. What happens next will depend largely on how Zegler chooses to respond. Will she directly address the Simpsons parody? Will she attempt to make light of it and show she can take a joke? Or will she continue her silence, hoping the controversy eventually fades? Whatever approach she takes, one thing is clear. The Simpsons has ensured that Rachel Zegler's Snow White controversy won't be forgotten anytime soon. What should have been her Disney fairy tale has become a very public nightmare, one now immortalized in the bright yellow tones of Springfield's most famous family. In Hollywood's unforgiving spotlight, not even Snow White is guaranteed a happily ever after. And when The Simpsons decides your story is worth mocking, that spotlight gets even hotter. For Rachel Zegler, the fairy tale is over, and the real test of her star power is just beginning.